Good morning, good way. This is for the newsletter mostly, so it may well not be morning where and when you are. But either way, hello. I'm going to carry on doing some of these little vids whenever we think it's easier if we just tell you something and you use video rather than explaining it. And so this is to do with what we'll be doing in maths next week. We'll be doing some base 10 subtracting. And as I was sort of typing out the newsletter, I realized it was probably just going to be much easier to show you how we do this when we're doing it in class. It's the sort of the fallback method. So if children can't think of any other way to do an addition or a subtraction, we'll sort of steer them towards the base 10, because it's something you can do with just pen and whiteboard or pencil and paper, because when children try to do the sort of SATs type things, not that all that's happening, but it's something that children can do without anything else other than pencil and paper. Right, so here is the whiteboard. Great, you've seen whiteboard before, I hope. So we were going to do 23 plus 45. You would draw 23 like this. You would have two tens rods. Now, I always say to the children, make sure the 10 rods are quite long, so you don't confuse them with the 1. So those represent the two tens in the 20. And for the 3, we have 3 ones. Et voila. So there you go. And so by drawing the 10 rods quite long, you don't get them confused. Also, by drawing the ones as cubes rather than just sort of dots or something, much easier to sort of count. Now, for the 45, you draw 4 10 rods, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. And then you count up all the tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Then the ones, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. 68. Then of course we might say to the children to try to check that using another method, number square or number line or something, but don't worry about that at the moment. So that's the addition part of it. And the thing to remember is when you're counting the ones, don't just go 1, 2, 3, 4. I always say so 61, 62, because if the ones add up to more than 10, it makes working out what it is a bit trickier later on. So there you go. So that's the addition. Now for the subtraction, the bit we're doing next week, if we were going to do 45 minus 23, we would only draw the 45. That's a really key part to remember. Seems really obvious, but the thing about addition and subtraction is often children will end up trying to solve them in the same way because their brains are just used to going down that one particular sort of route. And so when we say base 10, they just think, right, there's two numbers, I've got to draw those two numbers, that's what I do. But with subtraction, you only draw the big number. Again, seems obvious, but it's really worth stressing that, So there you go, you've got your 45, So now we're going to cross out 23. So we're going to cross out 1, 2, and we're going to cross out 3. 1, 2, 3, and count what's left. So we've got 10, 20, 21, 22. So the answer is 22. And again, we'll probably try to get the children to check that in some way or other, but let's not worry about that at the moment. So that is base 10. That's how base 10 subtraction works. Don't worry about trying that at home. The suggestion for maths trying at home this weekend is base 10 addition, because we haven't gone over that in class, so it may not be quite as fresh. The children's binary edition. We have gone over the addition a fair bit this week. So just, there's some suggestions on the newsletter about what numbers you might want to use. But I've made sure that the ones don't cross over the 10, don't effectively make a new 10 rod for ease. But if you do want to try any tricky ones, go ahead. If you want to try adding up 3 numbers, brilliant. If you want to try adding up two digit numbers and then a third that's a 1 digit, or whatever you fancy. But once you feel your child's confident with the easier 2 digit numbers being added together, try something trickier. why not? There you go. So that is math. I hope that helps. Let us know through Class Dojo how you get on, and also let us know through Class Dojo if this video is useful, because if it's more useful to do sort of little mini vids to explain what we're doing in the week to come, particularly for maths, I suspect, then let us know and we'll carry on doing it. So yeah, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be seeing you sort of pick up and drop off and things like that, which is lovely. Brilliant. Take care.